Hi, I want to show you the main plugin form. You can invoke this form if you press Ctrl Alt and C, or if you say show config form. Now you see you have tabs here. The main tab over here is where you define the key file, which is one of the most important things, because the plugin needs the key file to add all the missing callbacks. Now, by default, this is the BMS Auto. And if you don't use a launcher, then you can select which key file you want to use. But I think using the launcher is the easiest. Key file is very important. The plugin needs to have your key file complete. That means all the callbacks are assigned. And this is the place to do it. It will tell you if your key file is not full. So if it's not full, you have to do this. You have to add all the keystrokes. Otherwise, it won't work properly. You can select to filter specific characters, letters, or numbers, so they won't be included when the plugin tries to add missing callbacks. The plugin has a few default theaters which are supported, and if your theater is not supported, it will show as a yellow triangle around here with an arrow, letting you know that you should add your own theater. And then you just press this guy and you can show all the theater data if you want by pressing this button. You have everything here, hopefully not any mistakes. For example, you can filter by country, and then you can filter by name if you want to see something. You can export it to PDF as well. Next tab is a system tab. Here you have some settings related to the phrases. These are specifically used when you use the phrase filter by command, which shows you actually all the phrases. It's practically impossible to remember all the phrases. I don't remember all the phrases, so if I need something which I don't remember, I can say phrase filtered by HMCS and a line, and then it will show me all the phrases which have these words, which is very, very handy. You can show all the phrases if you press this button. You can filter by word, master for example, and then you can see all the command which has master. You can expand it, because this is the short version of voice attack syntax. But if, for example, you don't know how to say or what it means, turn, switch, semicolon, and square brackets, then you can expand it, and then you can see exactly what you need to say. You can export this to PDF as well. The command section. Over here, you have a few choices for the vocal phrases, and you have specific section for the command and checker. These are commands or checks which can be done when you use certain vocal commands. For example, when you say fence in or fence out, then you can also allow the laser combat mode. You can fence out and allow the lights on to be active. The dynamic check part enables specific checks which are running. You can set the interval in minutes, how often they run, and they continuously run. They can check, for example, if your gear is down and your speed is above a specific limit, then it will not lower the gear, or it will tell you that your gear is still down. It can tell you that the ejection seat is armed or not armed, your laser code is set or not set, and certain other checks. It's quite handy actually. You can set the daytime, night start, and day start. These have influence for commands like set day illumination or set night illumination, and during the startup sequence. The new steer point is when you enter a steer point, a new steer point, you can repeat the position, and you can automatically select the new position which is being set. This guy over here, user disable commands. But if for some reason you decide that you want to disable a command, specific command, you can do it if you invoke the phrases and you show the disable commands, and then when you uncheck a specific command and you press commit, this specific command, in this case 2 commands which probably belong to the same group, will be disabled. So this is if you need it for some reason. Okay, let's see what else. Now you have the startup. So all these settings are related to the startup sequence. These are defaults that you set for the volume, for the illumination, day and night. As I said earlier, the day and night are related to the timing set here. And you can define all these other toggle switches which you can change. Same goes for the MFD. These are the default MFD. It's similar to the weapon delivery planner. You can set them here and you can disable or enable specific pages to be set. And these are the CMDS. Same thing, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Plugin section. Okay, here you have, well, this is a plugin, but it has access to other plugins. You can install VLC Play. It's really handy and nice to play your own music while in the pit, especially in long flights. You can just say start play music or stop play music or play next song or play a specific song. You can set whether you want to play music from a folder or a playlist. You can check it all out. Open eBoard, this is very, very handy. You can show specific tabs in Open eBoard. For this, by the way, do go over the manual because you have to set specific tabs in Open eBoard. Let me just open eBoard and show you what I mean. You need to have specific tabs. For example, if you JanJan phrases, if you say, or if you search for a specific phrase during flight, then it will be shown here on this tab and it will be opened automatically. Same goes for the charts. To show you the current airfield or the nearest one chart. And the same goes for the search, which I'll cover shortly. So let's close this. Let's go to the BMS manual finder. This is very handy as well. Let's say that you want to search for a specific document entry during flight. You can do that and it will be shown in Open eBoard. You can also invoke it from here and it will just open a new different panel like this where you can search for something ILS, I don't know, and you just search and then you just hit open and it will open. And this work is based on JB BMS manual finder, just so you know. Okay, utilities, the few things related to debug and backup. Registration is something you must do. You need to register your plugin. It's free, of course. And over here you have links to the Discord server. You can check for updates, or you can auto check for updates, open the help document, and link to specific YouTube videos I uploaded. SkyGuard. This is something which can be very helpful. There are a lot of settings here. I believe most of them are explained in the document, but what it does is 2 things really. First of all, it dynamically checks if there are any threats around you. You can set the specific check interval and the maximum range and how many threats to report, and then it will report all the threats that are around you. You can decide whether to set red or blue teams according to the current scenario, or you can decide if you want to use country names, for example, which are related to the current theater. The same goes for air threats. You can set the maximum radius, the maximum threat for dynamic checks, ground threats, and what you want to show on the dynamic map. And the map that you'll see in Open eBoard looks like this. In this case, I showed bullseye and your routes. and north up is over there, and you're flying. This is the heading, your heading, and you can see all kind of well, planes here. This probably is a bogey over here. These are all friendlies, and of course you're in the center. So this can be very helpful. It's like your own AWACS. What else? Well, I think I covered most of it. If you have any question, you can ask me on the Discord server. Again, if you want to see it, it's over here. You can just join the Discord server. Plugin is free. If you have any comments or things you want to improve or problems or suggestion for commands, then let me hear about it. And if you want to make your own videos regarding the plugin, you're welcome, and I'll upload them. So thanks for watching.